Up, everybody? Welcome back to Steel City Live. I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports. I appreciate y'all for coming through. What's up, Sean? Miss Pittsburgh? What's up? What's up, TD? What's up, brother Lance? What's up, everybody? I hope you all are well. Yeah, trade options. Let's get some. Yeah, no doubt. I'd like some trade options financially, Steeler wise. Yeah, no doubt about it. But how is everybody here on a Tuesday here for Steel City Live once again? We are back with our daily live show here at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as always, make sure you're cracking that like button for us as we move through the show. Yeah, we're cracking off here. What's new for everybody out there? Yeah, we'll just dive right into the Najee Harris things. One team source from the Dallas Cowboys has totally dispelled the Najee Harris to the Dallas Cowboys rumor in a trade, said that it was absolute clickbait. So that rumor, again, supposedly not true. As always, though, there's something going on somewhere. I can say that for sure. These rumors just don't appear out of nowhere, man. They're definitely some sort of validity to them somewhere down the line. I don't know where or how or what team or I just don't know exactly, but there has to be something going on somewhere. Good in Phoenix. It's 90 today. Nice, man. Yeah, it's been dreary here. We had a little bit of sun, but not 90 and sunny. That's amazing. That's awesome. I definitely love that. I need some of that in my life. A little heat. Yeah, we got summertime coming here soon. So thank God. No doubt about it. Let me see what's up in the chat. Miss Pittsburgh waving that towel. Absolutely hit that like button. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Miss Pittsburgh. Thank you, Brother Lance. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Got to keep the thunder and lightning together. Yeah, there you go. I do want them to keep them together, guys. We talked about that yesterday for sure. I mean, it's the logical choice. You have the Pittsburgh Steelers here, rumored to be bringing in. Well, not rumored. They are going to be inviting inviting a veteran running back into rookie mini camps. Steelers invite veteran running back to rookie mini camp. This guy would be our Jonathan Ward. Yep, that's who it was. I couldn't think of the name. According to somebody here on Twitter, Aaron Wilson, veteran running back Jonathan Ward from Titans and the Cardinals, a 4.1 yard career average per carry, will be participating in the Steelers rookie minicamp per a league source. Ward brings versatility and has been effective out of the backfield. They brought in a guy like Cordell Patterson, a guy that can play running back, slot receiver, do kick return duties, punt return duties, whatever have you. A real Swiss Army knife. But now you see them adding to this 90 man is what they're going to have to create. So they invite Jonathan Ward in for a tryout. Appears to be what that is what they do here, guys, with like mini camps and rookie mini camps in particular. You can come in for tryouts and things of that nature, and then you could perhaps get added on to that 90 man and march through summer and have a chance to fight for maybe a spot, CL says June 1st should be interesting for trades this season. I think you're right, CL. I think you're going to see a lot of activity around the June 1st time frame. I was thinking that yesterday, and I just really think that things are going to pop off then. Because there's some moves that the Steelers really got to make in my eyes. I did some content earlier about the cornerback position. I do want to talk about that a little bit more in depth here tonight and talk about what they have available to them, what maybe could be a real issue for them here in the regular season, moving toward playoff football time. So, when you're facing a gauntlet of elite quarterbacks like the Pittsburgh Steelers will be facing in the 2024 regular season, at least good to elite type quarterback play, you're going to have some issues, man, and you're going to have to really defend that. The pass game is crazy in the NFL, and the rules are geared toward offensive football, and you're going to need a high-quality defensive backfield to be able to withstand that punishment of some of these quarterbacks that are going to be out there slinging it all over the yard, and you got to be able to defend it. So we're going to talk about that too. Danny George, smoking a brisket and drinking a cold one. Man, you're living a dream, Danny. Living a dream, bro. 2 more hours to go. Oh shit, that's the worst time when you're smoking stuff and you're doing these grill things, man, and smoking things. It's like literally you're just dying to get into it. I always find myself maybe like peeling a little piece off, trying to get a taste. I do that shit with like holiday meals and shit too. I'm like, damn, man, because I always cook all the holiday meals in the house. I do the turkeys and hams and all the big shit, man. I love doing that. Definitely so. What's up, Jose? Wilson is going to get Tomlin. Going to get him. Hopefully he's going to get him a Super Bowl. That's what I want, a Super Bowl, baby. But as always, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button for us here. Make sure that you are liking, sharing, subscribing. We are like 10 subscribers away from hitting 3,100. Let's get to that. Let's get to that 5,000 mark. That's where we really need to go. So make sure that you really crack the shit out of the like button. That helps us get through the YouTube algorithm. I do want to put a call to action in the bio section. You'll find our Facebook page. Make sure you're going over there and liking us and following us at Mike Drop Sports on Facebook. There's daily updates put on there. All the new content's put out. Also, turn your notification bells on for the YouTube channel. And go over and like us on Twitter, on X, at Mike Drop Sports also. CL Steelers got a gauntlet to go through this season. Yeah, it's going to be one of the harder schedules, guys. Let's just look at the AFC North in general. You're going to face Burrow twice. You're going to face Lamar Jackson twice. You're going to face the pervert Deshaun Watson twice. It's not an easy road to travel. Yeah, the Steelers have Lamar Jackson's number, I feel like 99% of the time. Okay. I feel like they can handle Joe Burrow. They've beat him before. Deshaun Watson doesn't have a win against the Pittsburgh Steelers, but it's still not a cakewalk, man. The AFC North is tough. And when these people sit there and they put, like these national media guys, and they say, the Pittsburgh Steelers will be bottom of the barrel. They will be last in the AFC North in 2024. This will be Mike Tomlin's first losing season. I find it kind of weird because look at Lamar Jackson's record against the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's not good. The Steelers own Lamar. Then you look at Deshaun Watson's record. They own Deshaun Watson. Joe Burrow's beat him before, but they don't have a super long history. He hasn't been in the league that long. But still, the Steelers have played all of the quarterbacks within this division very well, and they play these teams very well. A 5-1 record last year. And, I don't want to hear excuses of injuries or anything like that because we don't get to say that if you're the Steelers. The Steelers don't get that luxury to say, oh, injuries. Other than that, no. So we're going to go with the Steelers have very good records against all those quarterbacks. What up, D? How are you, man? My man? Sorry, I was stuttering there for a second. Trying to read the chat. What's up? Hey, wave those terrible towels, Miss Pittsburgh. I like it. All right, make sure you're hitting that like button for us. As we said, again, the Najee Harris rumors appear to be bullshit, but again, I think there is some validity somewhere. Hey, Jens, what's up, George? So we'll see how that all transpires. Do the Pittsburgh Steelers have long-term plans for Najee? That's something that I'm interested to see. I don't think so. I don't know, though. They possibly, could be trying to just figure out how to get that deal done and how to really figure the financial part of it all out, considering I think they had a chance to secure a running back's room for a couple years. If you paid Jalen Warren a couple million, you paid Najee that franchise or that 5th-year option, you could have had a running back room under, $8 or $9 million. Hold on, my son's acting like a douche over here, making the ice go crazy. So sorry about that. That's the pain of living in a townhouse, the Airbnb. It makes you crazy. He's over there. He's on this coffee kick now. So we got to, get our iced coffee, our bougie iced coffee. But anyway, we'll get back to the comments. TD, Titans need left tackle lineman. That would be, what about a trade with them? Where you give an O-lineman and a 5th-round pick to get Burks to get an offer done. That could work, TD. That's, that sounds good, definitely. But you look at what do the Pittsburgh Steelers want to do? Do they want to hold on to that depth in the offensive line? You got Dan Moore Jr. He is a viable trade target for other teams, and for the Pittsburgh Steelers to unload him. They did draft Troy Fautanu. They have a young Broderick Jones. They've definitely added some young players there. So does it make sense for them to get rid of a Dan Moore Jr., or would you be more comfortable to roll into 2024 with some depth and have guys that have real NFL experience, starting NFL experience? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Is the wide receiver worth that? To risk that depth, would you be able to, make a trade some other way without giving up personnel? I don't know, but it does sound good. That wouldn't be a bad thing. I wouldn't be opposed to something like that. Sean says Steelers home games outside of AFC North: Cowboys, Chiefs, Chargers, Giants, Jets. Away games: Falcons, Broncos, Colts, Raiders, Eagles, Commanders. Yeah, you look at all this schedule, man. You look at the quarterbacks that we named there in the AFC North, and I think the Pittsburgh Steelers will do fairly well against them. I think they play all those teams really, really well. I don't think they'll have a losing record inside of the division. I think they'll have a winning one. Will they go 5-1 again? I don't know. Hopefully. Maybe 6-0. That would be nice. But you look at all these other teams that Sean has listed. You're going to go against Aaron Rodgers. You're going against Patrick Mahomes. You're going against Justin Herbert. You're going against the Cowboys and Dak Prescott. You're going against Kirk Cousins. Who else are you going against? The Colts and their young gun. What's his name? I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue. I'll remember it in a second. The Raiders. You got the Eagles and Jalen Hurts. Then you got Jaden Daniels with the Commanders. So there's it's a heavy gauntlet of decent quarterback play all across there, man. And you're gonna have to come every week and play really, really well on defense. And the secondary is going to be imperative, man. And that's why I really dove into those cornerbacks this morning. And we'll dive back into them here in a few minutes. D, I wish I was with you. Yankees up north. It's 91 and so humid. It's foggy. Wow. Yeah, Richardson. Yeah, CL. Thank you. I couldn't think of it. Yeah, get your emojis like Miss Pittsburgh, 99 cents a month. Get into that giveaway. That's happening in 3 days, 3 more days to register before our next giveaway. So make sure that you do that. And yeah, D, it gets up here too in sunny southwestern Pennsylvania, the tip of West Virginia, where I live. I got to tell you, the humidity is nasty here too, man, in the summer. In the summer, anyway. You guys deal with it a hell of a lot more than we do, but in the summer, it gets sticky here too sometimes. And you'll wake up in the morning and it'll just be like heavy fog, like laying all over the place. It's just kind of gross, man. You're just sticky instantly when you wake up, and it kind of sucks. But hey, I'm down for it. I need the heat. I'm tired of the cold. And our air conditioner was broke at our old house before we got to the Airbnb. So we lived a couple days with shitty air condition. It wasn't working full scale, so it was hot as hell in that house. And yeah, when we got here, we turned the shit down to like 65. I was like froze. I thought I was going to be froze to death. It was kind of crazy. All right, guys, make sure you're putting your comments, questions, and concerns inside of the chat here on Steel City Live. Make sure you're hitting that like button for us as we move through the show. And make sure if you're new, you're subscribing so we can get to that 3,100 mark. We're almost there. We need to like 10. So let's make sure we get up over 3,100 today. Again, the rumors of Najee Harris have been dispelled by a team source with the Cowboys. That doesn't mean anything. Also, the Steelers bringing in a veteran running back that has some experience to come in and try out in rookie mini camp. So we know that's going on. Also, there's a lot of people now also saying, hey, you got the Steelers here. Najee Harris is going to have like a breakout Alabama type season this year. There's so many different things going on about that running back room, and it's kind of crazy. But I think the most important part of this team for 2024, and it's starting to really become clear, may be that cornerback room. I'm really starting to think that. I hope that Broncos game is the first of the season. That would be super cool. Russell Wilson in Denver, battling it out with Sean Payton. Get that dub. That'd be sick, man. I'm going to put down my camera a little bit. There we go. TD, who do you pick that screwed up their future, Denver or Bills? I don't like what the Bills did, and I don't like really a ton of what Denver did, but Denver's in a monster turnaround here. You look at the salary they owe Russell Wilson. You look at the way that their financial situation is in terms of just salary cap. They have an owner that can pay anything. That's not the case. It's just salary cap league rule wise and how they're trying to flip things around. You get a guy like Zach Wilson. I don't think you're really itching to win. I think you're more playing for one of the top 5 picks in the NFL draft in 2025. The Bills, you have a chance to be a real contender, but when you start getting under that big time monster quarterback salary, then it's like, shit, there you go. Now you look at what happens. It starts to trickle down year after year, man. Forgive me for all the crazy sounds. That's my son still out there being loud as he can possibly be. So disregard that. Brother Lance, what is your favorite Steelers jersey you own? I have a white throwback Swan. Oh, dude, we have a ton, man. We have a ton. We have a signed TJ Watt one, so I guess that would probably be our favorite one. DRAC is broke too. I just ordered a new control panel for it. Oh, man, you're in the wrong place for a broken AC. That sucks. Miss Pittsburgh says, my favorite jersey is Troy 43, Palomalu. Man, yeah, that's a good one. We got one of those too. My grandmother gave us one. She had one from years ago. So we have an older Troy Palomalu jersey. It's pretty neat. I like it. Sean says the Steelers will feast on Zach Wilson week 1 if that happens. Yeah, we hope so. No doubt about it, man. I hope. But, man, let's dive into this cornerback thing, man. It's starting to really concern me. It definitely is. And you look at what they have there right now, guys. Right now, as it sits. With the cornerback. You look at the left cornerback, they're just throwing these guys in. Guys are going to rotate around. You have Joey Porter Jr., who's going to follow the team they're playing, their top wide receiving target. We know that for sure. So you have Joey Porter Jr. leads the room, the main guy, the number one in year 2. And that's special, man. That is really special to have a second-year player that is the number one. And he was the number one last year in my eyes, too. Once you got into week 4 or 5 where he was really playing and starting, he instantly became that guy. He became the number one. And that's cool, man. That's really, really awesome for a guy just coming into the league now going into year 2. You have that 6th round pick, Ryan Watts. He's now from the Texas Longhorns. He has real long arms. I like his ability. I like his upside. We'll see how that goes. Then you look at a guy like a Luke Barku. Come on. Does that really, excite you? Then you look down and you got Dante Jackson, a guy you get from Carolina. He can be serviceable. I think he can play well inside of maybe the Steelers scheme and play a little bit better, but we'll see. He had a 101.4 passer rating against man-to-man coverage last year, I believe. I believe that was the man-to-man statistic, or it could have been the whole zone and man, but I'm pretty sure it was the man coverage. And I think the Steelers are going to have to play a lot of man. I think they like to play a lot of man coverage, and I think they're looking for guys to be aggressive at the line. Joey Porter Jr. is an aggressive cornerback. I think that's what they're looking for, hopefully, especially when you have an elite pass rush. You want that aggressive nature, that aggressive cornerback play to really jam those guys off the line, create that, that couple second delay to allow that pass rusher to hit home. That's what you're looking for. Real tight, man-to-man, aggressive play from your DBs, especially off the line. Then you look at a guy like Corey Trice Jr., a guy coming off a major ACL injury that appears to be doing pretty well. So high hopes for him still. A guy that was starting to shine last year in training camp. And then you got Callum Barnes or something like that. But anyway, you got guys too that coming into year 2, you got a Darius Rush. You got, who else? A Beanie Bishop. So you're really putting a lot of stock into a lot of young guys. That's what I'm getting at here. You're putting a lot of stock into that room with a lot of guys that are unproven, a lot maybe that that don't even have a snap in the NFL just yet. So that's where I'm getting concerned, and I'm not sure what you guys think of that and what your thoughts are on that, but it's starting to concern me considering I just don't really feel like you have a lot of experience there. And even Joey Porter, your number one guy, is only going into year 2 and only has really 14 games, 13 games of truly starting, being the guy. That's the max experience there. You have Dante Jackson, but he's new to the Steelers. He has starting experience, but he's new to the team. So the guy on the team that has the most experience, it seems to me, is Joey Porter Jr. going into year 2. So let me know what you guys think of that. Brother Lance, Epic Expeditions, you are correct, sir. Not on enemy games. Rogers will last this season, not wishing it, but yeah, you never know. What's up? Hey, what's up, man? Oh, and remember me? I predicted us getting Justin Fields. I don't remember, Owen. I'm sorry, man. A lot of people came on here and predicted that, but I'm sorry. I don't, but I'm sorry. But welcome, man. You're sorry about that, though. CL Sean, you don't see Bo Nix starting week 1? Yeah, I wonder about that too. Yeah, it could be Zach Wilson. They might want to go with a guy that actually has some NFL experience. But then again, too, I'm not big on sitting these quarterbacks. You draft one high, throw him in there. I don't know. I don't see Bo Nix being a stud, but you never know, man. He did have a high completion rating, but it is what it is. I just don't think his game's going to transition very well, but we'll see. Jeremiah Yoder, does Steelers training camp start in early or late July? And are you planning on going to camp in Lake Trobe? Yeah, I plan on being up there several times this year. We usually go. I take my kids up there. They get autographs and stuff like that. We watch some practice, roll around, eat some good food off the food trucks, check out all the shit in there they have for sale. It's a pretty cool experience, and I believe it is July sometime, I believe. Yeah, because you're looking at the preseason starting. Yeah, it's sometime in July. I'm not sure the exact date. I just keep an eye out. I'm bad with dates. I can barely remember birthdays of loved ones half the time, so dates aren't my thing. Skip should have you on Undisputed. I couldn't stand Skip, Abe. I would have to tear him down. I think he's a jackwagon, man. I don't think he knows half the time what he's even talking about, and he always is propping up the Dallas Cowboys, and yeah, I don't know. I ain't into him. Chris, good afternoon, Steelers Nation. Thanks again for hosting us, Jason. Greetings from sunny, breezy, and beautiful Miami Beach, Florida. Hey, nice. I wish I was in that sun. We already had our dude, too, in the Phoenix area, man. You guys all in these nice spots living in great weather, and damn, I envy you. Yeah, I'd love to be there. I'd be shocked if Bo Nix started over Wilson. Wilson brings more experience in the NFL. Yeah, but what does Sean Payton want? That's the question. I don't know enough about the Denver Broncos, guys, though. I don't know. I don't know about you guys. I just don't know what Sean Payton's tendencies are. I know when he had Drew Brees, that was an experienced quarterback, but I don't know what his tendencies would be with something like that. If he's more of a guy that tries to nurture rookies and bring them along slowly, or is he a guy that throws their feet right to the fire? You look at Mike Tomlin in that aspect. I think sometimes he waits far too long. I think he takes it to an extreme sometimes of being like, well, can't play him because they're a rookie. I don't buy that bullshit a lot. I think it's stupid. I just think, hey, these are men coming into the league. Let them play, man. These guys are in their early to mid 20s, and like most of them anyway that are coming. You have your younger ones that come in, but man, these guys that are, 21, 22, get them in there. Let them play, man. Shit. Why waste years? You get these guys on what, 4 years usually, 99% of the time, 4 years of their rookie contract, Why waste time? See what you got, dude. Get them out there. Play these young guys. Zach Wilson is truly awful. I think so too, CL. I wonder how Aaron Rodgers, I don't know how he'll do. Remember me? I'm the one that said Pickett is the Steelers coach. Yeah, we remember you, Abe. That's why I said, what's up? We won't never forget you. What about X Howard for a year? He's a good cover guy. Oh, Xavier Howard. for a year. He's a good cover guy, but has an injury issues, but would be a good veteran presence in the locker room. Yeah, I think something like that would be cool, TD. Somewhere, a player along those lines. I could deal without injury issues, but hey, you got to do what you got to do sometimes to get that veteran presence in there, and I think it is needed. I definitely do think that you have a very young room there, a very young room. That's why I think adding a veteran is imperative here. I definitely do. They're going to need a solid guy, a guy that's been around the block, a guy that knows the tricks of the trade, and maybe a guy that isn't playing every down, but can be in there on the sidelines, looking at the game film, telling them, "Hey, this is what we need to do. This is how we need to adjust. This is how this veteran quarterback is taking advantage of you out there right now. Let's adjust. Let's do things this way. These are the calls you should be making." I think that that's really what you need to have. Yep, get your emojis. Yeah, just like George, guys. Hello from Tulsa. Wish you were here. I bet you do, Abe. Corey Trice is going to light up preseason. So will Calvin Austin and all our draft picks. The con artist strikes again. See all in late. I hope, man. Fingers crossed, Chris. I hope to God that happens, man. I hope that that is exactly right. Speak it into existence, my friend. Wave the towel. Let's go. Brother Lance, Latrobe Camp is awesome. Got to have breakfast with Craig Wolfley and Tunch before he passed RIP. That would have been really cool, man. That's a really cool experience. You cherish that. Two cool guys, Craig Wolfley, Tunch Ilkin, two really awesome Pittsburgh guys, man. Real Pittsburgh guys, not just Steeler guys, Pittsburgh guys, and that's really cool, man. Wave that towel for Miss Pittsburgh, guys. Gotta love it. Let's go. Get yours. Get your emojis. 99 cents a month. Get you in that giveaway that's happening May 10th. CL, has Stephon Gilmore signed anywhere yet? I believe, yes, he has. I believe so. If anybody knows where it was, I'm pretty sure he has signed. Steelers are looking like the next Bears. That's from Abe. Abe, get out of here, Abe. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. It won't happen. Too stable of a franchise. Even when they have shitty rosters. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a Steelers fan through and through, bleeding black and gold. I'm not saying this just because of that. The Steelers are the epitome of stable. They're one of the top 5 most stable franchises in all of sport, if you ask me. Even with shitty rosters, they manage to do pretty decent. And yeah, they don't, so there's been bad years, there's been down years, but there's never been no Chicago Bears type years here, since they got out of the bullshit when they just were getting started. Once they got out of the 70s dynasty and shit, you ain't seen too many horrible seasons. They're pretty consistent. We'll say that. Now, pre the 70s, they were pretty bad. Let's go, people. Let's hit that like button, subscribe button. Best show in town here. Thank you, Miss Pittsburgh. I appreciate it. Get your emojis, guys. I appreciate that for sure. Make sure, though, you are hitting that like button for us here on Steel City Live, guys. This is our daily show. Tomorrow, we'll be back. Steel City Live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'll be joined by Sean for our Wednesday show. We do that every Wednesday, and Thursday we'll be back. Friday we'll be back at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Friday is our giveaway, so make sure you're involved in that. CL, the 80s were pretty bad for the Steelers. Yeah, they weren't great. No, they weren't bad. What was their records, though? They weren't great. No. But what I'm getting at is they're pretty damn stable. You know what I mean? They're never just the worst team in the NFL. You know what I mean? They're not doing the Detroit shit. They're not doing the Chicago Bears shit. They're not doing the Browns type shit. They're pretty steady, Let's look what it was. I can't remember what it was. In the 80s. Let's see. I'm curious now. You got me curious, CL. All right, let's go. 1980, they were 9-7. 81, they were 8-8. 1982, they were 6-3. 1983, they were 10-6. 84, 9-7. Their worst record in the 80s was 5-11. Yeah. So they don't do. Yeah. They weren't great years. No, absolutely not. But they weren't bad years. They weren't Bears years. They weren't Detroit Lion years. They weren't, Browns years. They weren't those teams. Definitely, when you look at the 80s and you look at their worst record being 5-11, and that was in 1988. Yeah. And that's a 16 game season, So, hey, I got to love it. Even in 81 or 82, whenever I believe that was the strike year, they only played, 9 games in that year. And they were 6-3. Yeah. So that was their worst. Let's look at their Steelers records in the 90s. That'll be the next one. Steelers records in the 90s. I'm just curious exactly where we sit, guys. Hold on. Got to look it up. Live show, baby. All right. Let's go here in the 90s. The Steelers' worst record in the 90s was 6-10. Yeah. So you haven't seen a Bears type season from the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll say that. YP Hulk Smash Chunk. Oh God, get the hell out of here. Goodbye. Why's your mom so big? Goodbye. All right, Jeremiah Yoder. Bleeding black and gold is the only way to be in the NFL. I predict that our Pittsburgh Steelers will become the first team to win a 7th Lombardi trophy. Hey, let's do it. That would be sick, man. That would be definitely sick. I hope your prediction comes true. Chris says after June 1st, the Karn artist strikes again. Either Ayuk, Sutton, or Metcalf will be a Steeler before training camp. Let's talk about those big name wide receivers. I think, honestly, guys, the most realistic one, and it's kind of weird for me to even say, maybe DK Metcalf, honestly. What is he, about $24 million? I think he can make it work. I think you wouldn't have to give up a first rounder or anything. I don't think so. I think you could get away with maybe a second and maybe a later, mid to late round pick. I think you could get away with that. Honestly, you might be able to. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but I think that that's the most realistic one that you could get. All right. I don't know what that is. All right, Brother Lance, best 80s Steeler, Louis Lips. I love Louis Lips, man. I remember him vividly. Another Steeler that I liked from back in that kind of 80s, 90s type era, Yancey Thigpen, another cool receiver that I really enjoyed watching. Yeah, I like those guys big time. Dwight Stone, I liked him. Hands of Stone. Yeah, but they had some players, man. Steelers don't get too many top 10 picks because of their record. Yeah, they don't. Unless they trade up for one, like they did for Devin Bush, and that sucked ass. That sucked ass. D says, Abe being from Tulsa makes all the sense. All them boys north of I-40 are just a little bit off. Yeah, you're a little bit quirky. You're a little bit screwy. Needed that, man. Liquid IV tonight. Again, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button. We only have 12 likes. I don't think I see them live up to date, because I'll get off here and there'll be like 40 or something, and I'm like, I didn't see that number on there. It's like supposedly I like have a live counter right here, but I don't think it's accurate half the time. I think it's screwy, man. All right, guys, make sure that you are putting your questions, comments, and concerns inside of the chat as we move through here on Steel City Live. Let's talk about another big one. Tyler Boyd signing with the Tennessee Titans, $4.5 million on a 1-year deal. That's not the price tag that we were seeing. So what was the Steelers offering him? You know what I mean? That's a real question to me, because that's not a price tag you were seeing that he was demanding. I don't think the Steelers had significant interest, because I think they would have paid him $4.5 million if they did. I don't think they wanted another slot receiver, and I think that's how they view Tyler Boyd. Do I think that maybe it could have worked and filled a hole? Maybe. But, yeah, I just don't think they're interested in a slot receiver. I just don't think so. I think they have enough of them on the roster right now. Is a trade with Dallas dead for Najee? Yeah, TD. According to a source out of the Dallas area, out of the Dallas Cowboys camp, It was just absolute clickbait. And like I told you guys yesterday, I didn't know the validity of it. I heard it from many different places, and I thought maybe that it needed to be said. I told you guys I didn't know how true it was. But I always say there is some truth, some validity somewhere down the line. It may not be the Cowboys, but there has to be some talks brewing about what they are going to do with Najee Harris long term. And they're exploring every option, and it's obvious, or these rumors just wouldn't just start. That's cheap. He must want to play with Mason. Will Levis is listed as their starter. D would love it though. Owen, remember me saying, yeah, man, you already said that, bro. I don't remember you. Sorry, Owen. I don't, man. I don't. I heard the offer Boyd 2 years, $6 million total. Right here, it's Tyler Boyd is signing with the Titans per source on a 1 year deal worth up to $4.5 million. So that seems to be the definitive one. Yeah, and I mean, hey, you never know. I said that Justin Fields wouldn't come for the Pittsburgh Steelers on what they wanted, what the asking price was, and that was a second-round pick. That was significant draft capital. That was significant monies involved and things of that nature. And I said, no, they won't do that. And sure shit, they didn't. And I think a lot of people thought that also, not just me, that there was no way the Steelers would spend significant draft capital. Now, when the Bears are stupid enough to just get rid of people for nothing, that they invest high value in, that's on them, and then get them. Awesome. Let's go Texans. You guys are looking all right. You got a young CJ Stroud down there, a guy that I think is the absolute real deal, whom I thought was going to be a complete and utter failure in the NFL, but he absolutely proved me wrong. Outstanding play, earned a playoff win, really beat the Browns down. With a defensive MVP, Depoy, and Myles Garrett, who was non-existent in that game. And you look at the way C.J. Stroud totally dismantled that team, how that defense of the Texans dismantled the Browns team. You guys definitely don't look bad. And the way they handled our Pittsburgh Steelers under the guidance of Kenny Kitten Mittens, it didn't look good for us down there in a game that I thought the Pittsburgh Steelers could have went in there and absolutely dominated. And they got freaking curb stomped. And I think that was partially to having a quarterback that don't know how to push the ball down the field and is scared to take any type of chances. But hey, go buy Kenny Kimmins. Get your emojis, guys. Make sure you do it. Chris, the Steelers would only trade Najee to Dallas if they gave us CeeDee Lamb, Seattle or Denver, or the best trade partner, are our best trade partners. Yeah, that ain't happening. CeeDee Lamb wouldn't happen. I could guarantee that for any trade. That's their franchise guy right now, wide receiver, so that wouldn't happen. TD, how about trading Najee to a team for a third rounder and getting Fournette? Yeah, how much tread does Fournette have, though, on his tires? That's a question to me. That's my biggest concern. Getting one of them really, older running backs. I just would ask myself, how much do they have left in the tank? But you look at also, is Jalen Warren ready to be that guy, the Lone Ranger, the top guy? That's something that the Steelers really have to answer too. TC, what's up, man? What's up? Here we go, baby. No doubt. Ooh. Let me get a drink. You don't think he is? Oh, I think he could be. I just think he's a young, undrafted rookie, or, an undrafted rookie that came to the Steelers. I think he's still developing, and I would like to see him still with that tandem. I think having two running backs is imperative in this league. I definitely do, and I don't think he's too small. Matrix says stick with Najee. Yeah, I don't dislike Najee. I really like Jalen Warren too. I just think that in this league, in the way the NFL is set up, I think having two good, solid running backs of good to average, that kind of range, good runners that can get you some positive yards, I think is absolutely imperative to be successful. Guys that have a couple different, differences, different skill sets. They, have a guy that's really good out of the backfield. Have a guy that definitely can pick up the blocks in the pass game and really pick up the protections. Those types of things. You want guys that can do different things, and then you can put them in the backfield together, do some exotic different things with them. I hope Arthur Smith does that next year. I definitely do. Richard says, "Go Pats!" Oh man, we're getting them from everywhere tonight. Well, welcome, Richard. TC, what about Kareem Hunt? Oh, and Jalen Warren. That'd be nice. I like Kareem Hunt. Um, 1-2 punch and they run with a nice change of pace. Absolutely. That's what I'm doing. Waving my towels like Miss Pittsburgh when you talk like that. I love the 1-2 punch. I definitely do. But I just think you have to have it at the right value. That's their thing. And honestly, guys, what the Steelers are doing is looking long term. I'll give you my thoughts here in 1 second on Russ, Brandon. But the Steelers are looking on long term, and Russ plays into that. A Justin Fields plays into that. The quarterback position in general, because you're gonna end up having to fork some money over. And I think the Steelers are trying to just construct this roster in a way that it's not going to crush them when they do decide that they have to pay a quarterback and that they do have to pick up a hefty salary, and you don't want them to just be crushed by that quarterback salary. You look at the way Kansas City has managed Patrick Mahomes' salary and the way they've been able to replenish the cupboard over and over and over again. And I think that that's a quality way to look at things. Look at how Andy Reid and that Kansas City Chiefs team has been able to rebuild and keep going throughout this Super Bowl run that they've been on in the modern era. And it's a positive example because it's very hard to win like that in the modern era because of the free agency, because of the salary issues, and the way that the cap is constructed and the massive amounts of money these teams can pay guys lures them away. There's not as much loyalty. You don't see guys riding out their career with one team. It just doesn't happen as much anymore. So, if ever, let's get back. Tell me, can you please say hi to Leo? Yeah, okay, Leo. Hello. We're not doing those say hi things. Thanks, Sean. Guys, in there, don't do that. If you're going to ask a Steelers question or something, or NFL, or just talk regular, I don't want to do the shout out shit and all that stuff. I answer every comment, 99.9% of them. So, don't kill me with the bullshit of like, can you say hi to this person or shout out this person? Put your comments, questions in there, and I'll answer them and I'll go through. But if that's all you're going to say, yeah, don't do that. So Brandon asks, what's my thoughts on Russ? I like Russell Wilson for the reason of he's going to be a stable veteran leader, and I think this offense is in need of that, and I definitely do. And I think you can see Russell already really putting his foot down as this leader of the offense. I definitely think the way he's carrying himself in Pittsburgh, the way he's come in, I definitely think this team will respond to him. I definitely do. I think Russ's attitude here as opposed to Denver, I think it's going to fit. I do really think this is a better situation for Russell Wilson. I think that it is a better situation in terms of, hey, the Steelers aren't on the hook for a gazillion dollars paying you. The whole franchise ain't on your shoulders. You're going to have a decent defense beside you that should be in the top 10 no matter what, in my eyes. No matter what they do, I think they should have a top 10 defense right now if they make any more changes or not. I think so. That's going to help Russ. And I think Russell's going to have some weapons. And George Pickens, I think Roman Wilson could be good. I think the running game could be really, really good. You look at the offensive line that they have. I think that now that they filled some of them holes, I think that it has a real potential to start to really grow and be good. I definitely think the tight ends have some potential. So I really think this situation meets all the check mark. You're checking off all the boxes for Russell Wilson in order to be successful in 2024, is my opinion. Let's keep going. Thank you, Chris. Najee dropped weight this offseason to work on his speed. Both him and Jalen are going to crush the rushing record this season. I hope so, man. Yeah, I haven't seen Najee out working out just yet here. I haven't got to really view anything of that. So hopefully that's a good sign if you say that he's lost some weight and working on the speed. I would still like to see him, though, be that bruising guy. That's what you want. You have Jalen Warren, who's a quick and shifty guy. I think you still want Najee to be that bruiser, that downhill back that wears down defensive fronts. I still think that that's what you want Najee's role to be. I don't want him out there hurdling people and trying to be a speedster. I want him to be Najee, the pounds the rock, man. A guy that's going to hurt defensive fronts and really set up that thunder and lightning type environment that you're trying to have in the backfield. TC, hey Jay, has the league went away from the pocket passer QB and went into the running quarterback? And yeah, TC, I don't know, if you've ever caught when I've talked about this before, but I say it with certainty in my heart, in my brain. You don't win Super Bowls with run first quarterbacks. It doesn't happen. It's period. It just never happens. We've talked about it ad nauseum sometimes because it's something that I'm really, really adamant about. And you just don't, it just doesn't happen. And people can sit there and say, well, Patrick Mahomes run. What does he beat you up with? Passes from the pocket, moving around, being a passer, standing tall, being able to do some special things in the pass game. And look at guys like Lamar Jackson right now. He can't decide whether he wants to throw the ball or run the ball. It doesn't work. It doesn't work, especially in playoff football. You have to be versatile in playoff football, and having a pocket passer is imperative. You can't win football games in playoff football by having a run-first quarterback. It's not going to happen. You're not going to hoist a Lombardi trophy. Do I know all the dynamics as to why you can't? No, I don't. But I can guarantee you this, you don't. And there's no examples of run-first quarterbacks that have hoisted the Lombardi trophy. CL, you think Russ has any impact on the way the Steelers offense runs? I think definitely a veteran quarterback like Russell Wilson will have some impact, and he's not going to adjust the scheme of Arthur Smith or anything. I don't think he carries that type of weight inside the building, but I definitely think Arthur Smith comes to his quarterback room, and if he's smart, and if he's better than Matt Canada, he will. You come to your quarterbacks and you ask them their favorite plays. You ask them the schemes that they feel most comfortable in. And you try to tailor your game calling, your game plans around those skill sets. And I think that that will be one thing that Russ does have an effect on. I think he will be vocal enough to be able to talk to Arthur Smith in a way like, hey, man, we're both veterans in this league. And, hey, I've earned the opportunity to be able to tell you what I like, and I think that that will definitely happen. And I think that would happen with younger guys too, because I think that you look at Arthur Smith signing that 3-year deal to be with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that he is all in and really wants to show the NFL exactly what he is made of here and what he can do. And having everybody on board player-wise is the only way that gets done. You can't have any tugs, in power struggles there. They have to know who's in charge, and he has to incorporate them and treat them like men and bring them in and enjoy their ideas and really try to build off of it that way. So I definitely think Russ will have some sort of impact. Justin Weimer giving shout outs. What are we, 12 now? Stick to what we are good at, and that's football. Black and gold. Let's go. Yeah, Justin, I gotta say, man, the shout out shit gets on my nerves because I answer everybody's comments. So you're gonna get a shout out. That's my thing. You're gonna get a shout out, putting a comment in, and we're enjoying talking. And we go off the rails here sometimes and talk about different shit, which is cool, and I'm down for that. But some of these people just come in here to go, give me a shout out like I'm some ultra famous dude or something. No, bro, I ain't famous. What do you want me to scream your name out on a live chat for? Come on, bro. What do you get out of that? Yeah, likes are low today. We need to get those up. Got to have a QB who can stand in the pocket and read the defense. Yeah, absolutely, Sean. That's my theory. Do you think if Trice can make it through training camp without an injury, do you think he can be our second half? Yeah. I like Corey Trice, TD. I definitely think he has the athleticism and the potential to do good things inside of an NFL helmet. I definitely do. Injuries are going to be what we have to watch with Corey Trice. And I think if he can stay healthy, I think he could be a contributor in 2024. I think he's definitely been around the building Oh, excuse me. I think he's had time to soak in the scheme. I think he's had time to get smarter as a football player at the NFL level by being able to watch, being able to be in that building during meetings and scheming, and really being able to just soak all the atmosphere in. And maybe that will be something that benefits him. But I definitely think that he has the ability to do some special things, and definitely could do something big for the Steelers. Maybe fill that slot corner type role. Maybe be able to come in and spell, a Dante Jackson and start to play himself into a more permanent role. Maybe a Watt, the newly acquired rookie, can get in there and do some of those things too. Really long arm guy, I think, could do some nice things. What about a Beanie Bishop, a guy who I think should have been drafted? There's several guys out there that was hollering for Beanie Bishop. Maybe that happens. Maybe he emerges, but you're definitely putting a lot of stock, if you're the Steelers, into a really, really, really young room and a really inexperienced room in terms of NFL play. And you're putting a lot into that and a lot of trust into that right now, if you're the Steelers. Say my name, say my name. Yeah, no doubt, Justin. Marcos, what's up? TC, I agree 100%. The running quarterback is exciting in college, and I feel like the NFL is pushing for that, but that changes a lot. O-line structure and schemes, and like you said, they don't win Super Bowls. And here's my thing, and I think I've thought about it while we were just talking about it, and I was going off. I was thinking about it a little bit. You bring up the college part. They do work in college. But what happens when you step up into the NFL level? Everybody's fast, everybody's big, everybody's athletic, man. The game now that you're playing as a professional, you are playing with the top 1% of the entire world at the sport of football. Just being fast and being able to run just don't cut it no more from the quarterback spot. You have to have a skill set that is diverse, that you can do many things. And you got to get out of your head the run first bullshit. You can't be dropping back. And that's another thing that gives some of these run first quarterbacks really crazy happy feet. And I'm a firm believer in this too. When you are thinking run, 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 I got to rely on my athleticism constantly to make things happen. I think that's where you get a lot of the happy feet. You're not taking your time. You're not dissecting the defense. You're not looking for your reads. You're not looking for your keys. And you're not able to focus and throw and anticipate wide receivers open and get some, high percentage throws downfield. You're not able to hit the underneath. You're just so freakishly just out of place, out of sorts. And I definitely think that to be true. I definitely think it makes them nervous, man, in my eyes. I may be wrong, but it just seems to be the case for me. And you look at these quarterbacks that are really, really athletic in college, you still, when you come to the pro level, you have to have a good base. You have to be able to deliver the football with a little bit more velocity, a little bit more quickness. Your motion has to be fast. You have to get the ball out quickly. The 5 or 6 seconds in college that you may have becomes like 1.5, 2 seconds in the NFL. I mean, there's that big of a jump, I think, honestly, the biggest jumps in sports are between AAA baseball in the pro level and Major League Baseball, and I believe college and NFL. I think those are the two biggest jumps in sports, definitely. All right. Missed the days before Goodell. I hate Goodell too. Absolutely difference between boys and men. No doubt. Let's go. Steelers only season vets are Hayward, Watt, and Wilson. Yeah, you got to have some veteran leadership, man. Definitely. I think at this point you could consider like a guy like a Highsmith, a seasoned veteran. Minka Fitzpatrick, I think you could consider a nice veteran, seasoned veteran. I definitely think you could consider several other guys like Isaac Seumalo, James Daniels on the offensive side of the football. I think you can consider them veterans. Najee, you could consider a veteran now at this point in my eyes. Yeah, they have some veterans, but it's not crazy. And like you point out there, let's go Steelers, there aren't a ton of them. And you got to rely on that veteran leadership to really get you through a lot of adversity during the season. I think Tomlin wants a run-first quarterback. That's from D. You may be right, man. Maybe he is leaning that way. I don't think it's a wise thing. I think it's an absolute grave mistake and keeps you in the conversation of, hey, we don't win Super Bowls. That's what I think it does. It's like going from Sandlot to the court, no doubt. Absolutely. The shiny new toy. Justin Weimer. Corey Trice is going to rock, bro. If he stays healthy, I got such high hopes for this year and every year. That's what I expect every year. Football is hopes and dreams. Absolutely. Guys, that's what is so exciting about. You hear, oh, it's okay. Let's go Steelers. You made a really good point, man. Don't ever apologize. You're all right, man. You made a really good point, though. What I was saying here, what was I saying? Oh, oh yeah, hopes and dreams. Yeah, I get people that'll bash me and say, "No, dude, it's not even football season. Why do you even care about it? Why are you even talking about it?" Because I think that's what's special about football. There are hopes, there are dreams. It takes a lot of work to get it done. It's really cool. It's super cool and it's interesting all the time because the process isn't just what you see on the field on Sunday. There's so much shit that goes on that nobody sees. There's so much stuff that these players do when nobody's looking that makes big differences. And I think that that's what makes the NFL right now and football in general a year-long game, man. You can just talk about so many different things constantly that are going on and building these teams and, you know, playing with the salary caps and players now, the massive amounts of player movements that you have. You have new guys on teams. It's like a whole new team almost every year on every squad across the NFL. And some of these teams are really crazy with it to where they're, you know, constantly switching up their personnel. So it's definitely interesting. And again, it's being hopeful, getting excited, man, for that season to kick off. There's nothing like it. Nothing like it. All right, I'll get off the Goodell hate train. I'm also interested in what you think about our linebacker room now. Do you think we found our inside linebackers? I think you've made some excellent strides at replacing, finally, that inside linebacker room. And I think they had it nailed down last year if injuries wouldn't have, killed them. Yeah, and that has some other variables to it too. But I definitely think that inside linebacker room with the additions of Patrick Queen, with Landon Roberts, with the drafting of a Peyton Wilson, I definitely think the Steelers could definitely be a lot better at inside linebacker. Let's look at the linebackers that are currently on this roster. You have Cole Holcomb, who's going to be a big question mark. I highly doubt that he's ready for week one, but that could be a possibility. You have Mark Robinson, a guy that many have high hopes for. I just think he's a real liability in the pass game. You look at Landon Roberts, I thought he played the run really well. I think he is a little bit of a liability in the pass game also. But man, is he a tough Iron Man out there, true Steeler, really fits the mold of a guy that you want out there to be a leader. I think Patrick Queen is going to be much improved. I think linebackers, inside linebackers, really start to hit their stride year 3, year 4. I think that that's where they really become comfortable knowing their position and start to really, really shine. I think that to be true. So I expect big things from Patrick Queen. You have a guy like Peyton Wilson, whom I think will be put into the rotation early, and I think they have really high hopes for a guy that should have been drafted way earlier in the draft. The best linebacker in this draft, in my opinion, a guy that plays with real crazy speed. I love it. He can get edge to edge quickly, and I think he is going to be big in the pass game. I think you're going to see him be really special also inside of blitz packages and things with his speed. I think you're going to be able to do some really different things with a guy like Peyton Wilson. And also you're adding that veteran presence in there of a Landon Roberts, Patrick Queen. I just think this inside linebacker room is looking pretty stout for 2024. Okay, hold on, guys. Okay, let me get back on the chat. Greatest sport ever. Here we go. Steelers from Aaron. Armand, what's up? How much longer does Robinson and Stevenson, the miracle line guru, get cut? Oh, Mark Robinson, I don't know how long he got, man. We'll see. They're going to probably keep him around, especially because I don't know about Cole Holcomb. He's a monster, question mark. Mark Malone, what's up? God, I hope this offense can score. Yeah, 24 to 25 points a game is an absolute must to be successful in this NFL today. Yes, even with a good defense, that's where you got to be sitting, where you are going to be in dogfights every week in 50-50 games, and you can't do that all the time. You really have to keep your average up in the mid-20s to really be highly successful. A team that can play with anybody, that has to be where you're capable of getting to every game. Steeler love goes beyond the regular season. Absolutely, TD. You guys out here, I gotta say, when I started doing this channel and these podcasts and things like that, I never really truly realized how dedicated Steelers fans truly are to their football team. And yes, it is Pittsburgh's football team, no doubt about it, man. And I never realized how excited the fan base is about this team all the time. It's so crazy how dedicated people are and how dedicated Steelers Nation is to this team. It's so amazing to me. Sean says, "Yeah, I'm excited to see our new linebackers play too. Me also." TC also think we should pick up Quan Alexander if Holcomb can't go. Yeah. I mean, if you got him for the right price, just anybody that would be good. That's my thing. I think you got your three-headed monster that you're really trying to wheel out there, and that's going to be a Landon Roberts, Patrick Queen, and Peyton Wilson. I think that's going to be your core group, and I think anything else that you can sprinkle in there that is, that resembles anything along the lines of some sort of production, cool, bring them in because you need the depth, man. We saw it last year. We saw how that defense got beat up. Wave that towel, Miss Pittsburgh. Get it done. Just watch Beanie Bishop's highlights, and I'm hopeful he can be a good slot corner. I think Braun. Braun Blackwater. I think he could be good, and I definitely think he's one to watch. Definitely here, especially when we start hitting the training camps. Keep an eye on Beanie. I definitely think so. Liao needs cut as well. Yeah, I mean, the Marvin Liao is a guy that I think you might see this year be his telltale year. I think that this is where you really start to maybe see whether he has it or not. But I could agree with you there. I really don't got much use for DeMarvin Leal at this point right now. I just don't think he's shown me enough when he's got his chances. Roberta Campbell, what's up? Don't you think Queen will play with an edge, especially playing against the Ravens? I don't think it matters who he plays against, Roberta, to be honest with you. I think Patrick Queen is the type of guy that is going to come out and play with high tenacity and be a mean SOB all the time. Whether it's, the Cleveland shit-stained Browns, the Baltimore Ravens, the Bengals, or, the Arizona Cardinals. I think Queen's going to come out every game with that same mentality of I want to rip your damn head off, and I think that that's what Patrick Queen brings to this defense and this football team in 24. TC, man, I got high hopes for Pete Queen, but just hard to forget he was a rat bird. Hey, we'll take anybody, baby. Much love from 716 from Brent. What's up? Matrix 12-5 for us this season. That's Sean's prediction too. Armand need top at 35 minutes needed plus with 23, 25 points per game. You got to be in that range, man. I always say it, 24 points is your sweet spot. Get to 24 points a game average for your Steelers, especially with the way they play defense, and you are in a sweet spot, man. Braun, both of the Wilson picks in the third round seem to be like guys who should have went in the 30s. I agree, man. I think they were steals. Absolutely Steelers fans since 1986. Awesome, TC. Brent, Bills fans are better. Fight me on it. I don't fight nobody. I'm old, bro. Bills fans are a little quarter stupid, if you ask me, jumping through tables and shit. Hey, in Pittsburgh, the fan base, we're too used to hoisting Lombardis. That's what we're throwing around is Lombardi trophies. We're not throwing each other through tables and shit, jumping through tables. We ain't down for that. We're too used to just looking at Lombardi trophies, shiny ones. We ain't got time for that. TJ Steelers fans are big up here in the north and Canada. That's awesome, man. That's so cool. Roberta Campbell, without the points on the board, it hurts the defense because they have to really carry the team and usually on the field more than they should be. Yeah, and you bring up a good point there, Roberta. Time of possession is key, guys. That's why the run game is going to be so imperative. That's why Russell Wilson's veteran leadership is going to be so imperative. 3-and-outs killed the Pittsburgh Steelers last year. It was the root of their demise, man. It started the trickle-down effect when you couldn't stay on the field as an offense, and you were constantly subjecting that defense to torture, constantly, and that's what happens, man. You see the injuries, and you see the team fall apart throughout the season. It's a team game, and you have to have the respect of the help from the offense if you're the defense, and the defense has to help out that offense, and it just has to work that way. Wave your towels. Watt versus Harris, Oklahoma drills. Who wins? Watt versus Harris. Shit, I don't know. Sort of like having another TJ Motor in Queen, then yeah, I think so. Braun Blackwater, it's like the mid-round picks that can make or break you. You're the team long run if you're hitting on the third and fourth round. Yeah, that's where you make your money in the NFL draft, guys. From the third round through the sixth round, that's where you really, really make your money, man. Those picks, panning out, those mid to late round picks, those are your money picks. When a couple of those pan out, it really helps the franchise in a major way. Yeah, time of possession, 35 minutes. Yeah, you got to be around there, no doubt about it, Armand. Justin, one thing about Ravens, they play hard just like the Steelers. Queen's going to have a point to prove every time. I hope so. Bills fans are obnoxious, originally from upstate New York. I know, that's from Brother Lance. Will Peyton Wilson be our Luke Kuechly from Yeah, I think he's going to be special. We'll see. But I definitely think he's one to watch. I think he is one of the biggest steals of the NFL draft in the entire draft of 2024 out of all 32 teams. I think Peyton Wilson is a real shocker to be selected in round 3, in my opinion. The best linebacker in that whole draft. And I also think Zach Frazier was the best center in this whole draft that was available, and I think the Steelers got him. I think you look at Troy Fautanu, a guy that I think, in my opinion, should have went in the top 12, top 15 picks, slid to the Steelers, thankfully. I think that is another steal. I think that Roman Wilson should have went inside the first. I think he should have went inside the second round, probably the mid to late second round. It's shocking to me that he was available in the third round. I also like McCormick, too, a guard. I really like that. Bills fans are the most loyal. We don't need a ring. You don't need a ring? What are you playing for then, bro? What are you even playing for, Brett? Come on now. You can't make that comment now, bro. We love everybody here. Fans from all over. We have fans from Detroit, fans from Philly, fans from everywhere that come in here and talk. But you can't say we don't need a ring. There ain't no other reason to play the game unless you're playing to win a championship. There ain't no reason to play the game. Braun, I wouldn't be surprised if Peyton Wilson's role this year on defense in his rookie year as the third down coverage linebacker, meaning Robertson Queen, would start. Yeah, I think that you're probably onto something there, Braun. That's probably is going to be his role. We are really going to crack some heads this season. Let's go Steeler Nation. Absolutely, Miss Pittsburgh. Braun, if you get anything out of Holcomb this year, that's a bonus, but not counting on it at this point. Yeah, me either. Russ says, don't think we trade Najee, do you? I think it's a possibility, Russ. What's up, man? Good to see you. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a toss-up. The Dallas one seems to be bullshit clickbait, but, that's what we'll just keep sifting through them, trying to figure it out. But until it happens, it is what it is kind of deal. TD, we are going to face a bunch of big teams. Can our DBs handle those hot 3 DBs on the... Yeah, dude, that's going to be the question. That's why this morning's content was about those cornerbacks, because you're really going to have to rely on, in my opinion, I think the Steelers are going to have to really be aggressive, playing a lot of really aggressive man coverage defense in that defensive backfield. I think they are going to have to play a lot of man-to-man to really give that pass rush a real opportunity to hit home. I think that they have to really force the offenses into high pressure situations to where they are constantly making them make quick decisions and forcing them into mistakes. I think that has to be the game for this defense this season. Definitely. Really aggressive nature, man. You have to be aggressive off the line of scrimmage. All right, guys, my voice is getting hurt here. I'm going to finish the comments and then get the hell out of here. TC, I think the Bills absolutely need a ring. Should have gotten at least one out of those four losses. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. How many Steelers fans does it take to change a light bulb? None. They just sit in the dark talking about how great the last light bulb was. Yeah, I don't even think I was funny, and I usually like Steeler fan jokes. That one wasn't good, Brant. Come on. Hey, 6 Lombardis. We're just thinking about that 7th one. That's all. That's all we're thinking about. You guys can't beat the Chiefs, and you guys give them freaking monster draft picks. You just saw it this year. It's like you go over to the Chiefs and say, Andy Reid, may we lick your butthole? Here you go. Have a player on us. Make sure that you win another Super Bowl on us, Andy. Thank you. Also, make sure that, we make fun of teams that, won a lot of Super Bowls. But hey, I'm just saying. Come on, Bills fans. Why you mad Steelers won? What's up? Where's Jackson Jacobs? John Marn. John Marn. Where is Jackson Jacobs? That's my son. That's not how you spell his name, John. I don't know where he is. Are you one of Jackson's friends, John? Must be somebody. White man, Roberta. One thing these picks should remember: sliding isn't always a bad thing. Look, Ben slid, and he had a Hall of Fame career by coming to the Steelers, a team that fit him perfectly. Yeah, that it isn't a bad thing all the time, and honestly, it's pretty cool. It would make no sense to trade Najee at this moment in time for a future pick. It would only make sense if you're getting back a wide receiver that's a legit number 2. That's not. Yeah, I agree. I mean, no disrespect. I know, man. We're just jacking with you, Brent. It's all good here. We welcome everybody, bro. Braun Blackwater, I heard a rumor about the Cowboys being interested in Najee Harris and making a trade. Well, don't they have 3 really good receivers? Yeah, the trade, though, supposedly bullshit right now. Is supposedly clickbait. We talked about it a lot yesterday, but yeah, you never know, man. All right, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button for us here, man. Also, make sure you're checking out our daily uploads. The views have been way down. I know it's the off season, but we need to hit that back up. But again, make sure you're hitting that like button for us. It helps us out so much here on Steel City Live. I truly appreciate it. As we continue this march through the 2024 off season in what could potentially be a monster summer for your Steelers, hopefully. If I missed your comments, guys, my voice is absolutely toast here. So we're hitting about 71 minutes. Forgive me. I gotta cut it. So again, guys, I appreciate you so very much. Until tomorrow for the daily upload, and then tomorrow's show at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'll be joined by Sean. This is Steel City Live. I'm Jason, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you. Peace, guys. Thank you so much.